Good morning everyone and welcome to my presentation. My name is Giovanni. I'm going to present about the characteristics, swelling ratio, and water content percentage of chitosan, gelatin, limestone-based carbonate hydroxyapatite composite scaffold. Let me start by saying a few words about the background of this research. Bone destruction is one of the health problems that often occurs in the field of dentistry. It can be caused by periodontal disease, neoplastic disease, trauma, necrosis, or infection. Severe fracture requires surgical intervention to aid the healing process. In this case, scientists have developing a 3D scaffold and combine it with stem cell and growth factor to replace damaged tissue by supporting the differentiation of stem cell to new bone. In this research, we combine chitosan, gelatin, carbonate hydroxyapatite to form a composite scaffold. Chitosan has a similar structure to glycosaminoglycan, which support proliferation, the differentiation of osteoprogenitor cell, and bone formation. It also has a good biocompatibility and biodegradation properties. Gelatin consists of arginine, glycine, and aspartate amino acid sequence which support adhesion and cell migration. It also has a good biocompatibility and biodegradation properties. Carbonate hydroxyapatite is utilized because its composition are similar to bone apatite. Carbonate hydroxyapatite has osteoconductive and osteoinductive properties, and it can stimulate osteogenesis with minimal immunological reaction. The composite scaffold was synthesized in 4 ratio, 40-60, 30-70, 20-80, and 10-90. These ratios are considered to be in accordance with the composition of the organic and inorganic component of the bone with variation in arithmetic. The difference in scaffold component composition will affect the scaffold characteristic. The characteristics were analyzed using Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, a scanning electron microscope energy dispersive X-ray, X-ray diffraction, swelling ratio, and the water content percentage. The preparation of composite scaffold. Gelatin was dissolved in 2 ml of 2% acetic acid by stirring at the 50 Celsius degree. The carbonate hydroxyapatite was mixed with 0.94 ml of distilled water and stirred until homogeneous. The diluted carbonate hydroxyapatite was mixed with gelatin gel, and then chitosan powder was added to form a chitosan, gelatin, and carbonate hydroxyapatite gel. 0.5 ml of 0.1 molar sodium hydroxide were added to neutralize the acid. The pH was checked to get the neutral pH, which is 7, which was then added into the scaffold mold and frozen at minus 40 Celsius degree for 48 hours. FTIR analysis was performed to analyze the presence of different functional groups. From the figure, it was found that chitosan with a medium molecular weight has hydroxyl, CH, amide 1, amide 2, and amine functional group. The CH group is a marker of the polysaccharide structure of chitosan, while the hydroxyl and amine group are reactive functional group that increase the bonds between the materials. In gelatin, there are hydroxyl group, amide 1, carboxylate, and amine functional groups. Carbonate hydroxyapatite has hydroxyl, carbonate, and phosphate functional group. The composite scaffold with 4 different ratios show the presence of the same functional groups, namely the hydroxyl, amide 1, amide 2, carbonate, and the phosphate group. The presence of hydroxyl, carbonate, and phosphate functional groups indicate carbonate hydroxyapatite involvement in the scaffold. The involvement of gelatin is characterized by the presence of amide 1. The involvement of chitosan in composite scaffold is characterized by the presence of amide 1 and amide 2. Amide 1 and amide 2 contains carbon and nitrogen groups that show the cross-linking between gelatin and chitosan, which form the interconnectivity of the scaffold. XRD was performed to analyze the structural properties. As shown in the figure, the pattern of XRD analysis on chitosan sample shows a wide diffraction peak at 10 and 20 degree, then the intensity decrease. This pattern indicates a semi-crystalline characteristic, and it has a dominant amorphous structure. The XRD pattern on the gelatin sample shows a sloping diffraction between the peaks of 20 until 41, which indicated the presence of an amorphous form. The result of the study were due to the sloping diffraction because of signal from the amorphous polysaccharide. Carbonate hydroxyapatite has clear peak pattern, indicating that it has a crystalline form. The pattern of the composite scaffold from various ratios were firm and sloping peak. This pattern indicated that the scaffold form is a combination of being crystalline and amorphous. The crystalline form is obtained from the carbonate hydroxyapatite, while the amorphous form is obtained from chitosan and gelatin. These figures show the microscopy of the composite scaffold, which can be concluded in the next table. A scaffold as bone substitute material must have a micropores and macropore structure. Micropores support osteoblast adhesion and growth factor, while macropores support bone growth and bone tissue vascularization. Based on the table, it shows that there are micropores and macropore structure in the composite scaffold. According to previous research data, the pore size around 50 until 300 micrometers allow for adhesion, growth, and migration of vascular tissue. Based on the result of EDX analysis as shown in the figure, carbonate hydroxyapatite contains 6 elements, namely oxygen, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphate, and calcium. Moreover, there were 8 elements contained in the composite scaffold, namely carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphate, and calcium. These results indicated the involvement of carbonate hydroxyapatite in the composite scaffold. The calcium-phosphate ratio was calculated using the atomic percentage of calcium and phosphate, which were obtained from the EDX analysis. Carbonate hydroxyapatite on the scaffold play a role in attracting calcium and phosphorus ions to induce osteogenesis. The calcium-phosphate ratio of adult bone tissue is 1.71 and the hydroxyapatite is 1.67. It is considered the most effective ratio for bone regeneration. In this research, it was found that carbonate hydroxyapatite has a calcium-phosphate ratio of 1.81. After it was combined with chitosan and gelatin to form the composite scaffold, it was found that the ratio of 40-60 had the smallest calcium-phosphate ratio, which is 1.65. And the ratio of 20-80 had the largest calcium phosphate ratio, which is 1.99. Based on the result of the study, the 4 different ratios meet the criteria for use in tissue engineering. A composite scaffold with a ratio of 30-70 is considered the most optimal because it has a calcium phosphate ratio that is almost the same as calcium phosphate ratio of hydroxyapatite by stoichiometry and bone calcium phosphate. From the figures, it showed that the less carbonate hydroxyapatite composition, the greater the swelling and water content percentage mean values. When immersed for 24, 72, and 168 hours, it showed that the longer the immersion duration, the more the swelling ratio and water content percentage were increased. The highest swelling ratio and water content percentage value was obtained from composite scaffold with a ratio of 40-60. The composite scaffold ratio of 40-60 and 30-70 has no significant difference. Therefore, the two composite scaffold ratio have the same properties. The higher the carbonate hydroxyapatite composition, the lower the swelling ratio and water content percentage value. It is because the carbonate hydroxyapatite affect the cross-linking between biomaterials. Nanohydroxyapatite forms cross-links between chains and reduce the hydrophilicity of gelatin by binding calcium and phosphate to hydrophilic group. Some amine from chitosan binds to calcium groups, and then the hydroxyl groups cannot form the hydrogen bond, which thereby reduce the swelling ratio of the scaffold. The swelling and water absorption is also affected by the duration of immersion, where the values of swelling ratio and water content percentage increase to the highest peak at the longest immersion. At a high swelling ratio and water content percentage value, the liquid is easier to penetrate the scaffold so that the scaffold will degrade faster. The ability of the swelling affects the hydrophilic properties, which is important to carry calcium and phosphate ions into the scaffold for new tissue formation. It also affects the hydrolysis and the physical properties, which are good for the scaffold in nutrient transport and bone regeneration process. The conclusion of this study is a composite scaffold with 4 different ratios has the appropriate functional groups, the crystal and amorphous particle form, micropores and macropore structure, and the same elemental content. A composite scaffold with a ratio of 30-70 has the most ideal calcium phosphate ratio, which is 1.69, and it also has an ideal value of the swelling ratio and water content percentage. Thank you.